is Roseanne Baird, and I am a Childcan volunteer tutor. Tonight I'm going to read to you a story called The Man with the Violin. It's written by Kathy Stinson and illustrated by Dusan Petrasek. Now when we look at the cover of this, we see that the illustrator has already done an amazing job. We notice that all the background people, all of those adults, are all in very dull gray colors. And the little boy that's trying to see through and around all the legs of those adults, the only part when he starts to see through starts to show some color is his hat. And of course, there's the man with the violin, and he's in color as well too. Dylan was someone who noticed things. His mom was someone who didn't. And when you look at this story, the illustrator has done an excellent job of showing all the things that Dylan has been rushed by, all the things that he has noticed. And they're all in color in this white stream coming from his eyes. And if you look at the white stream coming from his mother, she hasn't noticed anything. Now, with this page, we see Dylan and his mother in color, and the rest of the people are all in the grays. Now, they're going into a very large building called a metro station or a subway station. In England, it's called the Tube. And there are escalators or elevators that take you down, 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 under the streets where there are subways or trains that take you from one spot in the city to another spot in the city. And these are in very large cities. One Friday in January was a day like any other day until music. The high notes soar to the ceiling, the low notes swoop to the floor, all the notes swirl and sweep around the blur of people rushing here and there. The music is telling an exciting story. It makes the hairs on the back of Dylan's neck tickle. Mom, wait! And look at all of the lines of the music. The sounds of it are coming like beautiful, swirling colors. The man with the violin sways this way and that. His fingers move quickly. His bow dances across the strings. The skittering notes make Dylan want to dance too. Then the music slows, and the man's eyes close, as if the music is carrying him from bustle, 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 to somewhere far, far away. Please, Mom, can't we stop? Please? If only they could listen for even a minute. Not today. And look at the way that music swirls all around, and it's all those beautiful colors. The man with the violin leans forward. His music makes Dylan's skin hum. Someone begins shouting, blibbity, blabbity, blah, blah, blah. Dylan leans towards the musician, trying to hear. From the violin comes the saddest sounds he has ever heard. Look at those sounds coming from the violin across through Dylan. And then it hits the noise of all the people. And look at the sharp, jagged lines that are all heavy black lines that represent the noise of the people. The man turns in his direction. Their eyes lock. That means Dylan is looking into his eyes, and his eyes are looking into Dylan's. But the escalator pulls Dylan down, 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 and away. But look, the music is following him. See how it swirls around and follows him. Bursting out of the tunnel, a loud clattering. Dylan strains to hear the music, but grumble, rumble, the train gobbles up the faint notes with its roar. And look at those big, heavy, black, sharp lines to represent the noise of the train. All day the music Dylan heard that morning plays in his head. And look at what effect it has on him. It looks like he's floating. The people all around are wondering, what's happening here? On the way home, he says, "Mom, do you think maybe that man will still be there?" His mom says, "What man?" And once again, look at all the noise lines of all the people on the train. This woman looks like she's shouting. This man is sleeping, so maybe he's snoring. These two people are talking. This man just sneezed, and this baby is crying. Rain patters, dishes clatter. A voice on the radio drones on and on until suddenly, music. Telling a story that makes the apartment bigger and brighter, and Dylan shouts, "That's the man in the station!" And look at how the music swirls around him and even swirls his hair up. The music fades. The voice on the radio says, "Today over 1,000 people had the chance to hear one of the finest musicians in the world. Joshua Bell was playing some of the most elegant music ever written on one of the most valuable violins ever made, yet few people listened for even a minute." Dylan says, "I knew it. We should have stopped. We should have listened." Into a pot of bubbling water spills the spaghetti. I think some even spilled on the floor too. Again, the musical story slips and slides through the air, and Dylan can almost see the man with the violin standing on tiptoes to reach the high notes. His mom is thinking, isn't she? I wonder what she's thinking. "Dylan, you're right." His mom turns up the radio. Loud and sweet, the music fills every corner of the apartment, and together Dylan and his mom dance. Together they listened. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. We learned a lot of things in it. We learned about all the beautiful music a violin can make. We learned about subways and subway trains. And we also learned how important it was to listen. When you look around you right now, you see a lot of things, but you have to remember to hear a lot of those things. You have to hear your parents talking with you. In the daytime, you can hear the beautiful birds outside. There's so many things we can listen to and enjoy. I hope you have a good evening and sweet dreams.